Hey guys, it's Faye and Caroline here again today, and we have another buddy review for you. Whoop whoop. So this week we are reviewing The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare.
Okay. Friends and foes, danger and magic, death and life. Most kids would do anything to pass the Iron Trial. Not Callum Hunt. He wants to fail. All his life, Cal has been warned by his father to stay away from magic.
If he succeeds at the Iron Trial and is admitted into the Magisterium, he is sure it can only mean bad things for him. So he tries his best to do his worst, and fails at failing. Now the Magisterium awaits him. It's a place that's both sensational and sinister, with dark ties to his past and a twisty path to his future. The Iron Trial is just the beginning, for the biggest test is still to come. Dun 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 dun.
So, what were your initial thoughts?
Initially, I'm really wrapping this up because I have literally just finished this book. So bear with me, guys. Still wrapping my head around things. I liked it. It wasn't amazing and it wasn't fantastic and it wasn't brilliant, but I liked it. It was an interesting read, quick to flick through, read it in 2 days. Fairly good.
Yeah, same here. It was a very quick read. I haven't read any Holly Black before, so I didn't really know what to expect there. But I have read quite a lot of Cassandra Clare, and I was expecting a little bit more, I don't know, depth and richness to the world building. And I don't know whether that's just because it's a middle grade book that it's not, or because it's part of a longer series. But I mean, it was a very easy read. I think we can't really go much further without addressing the big elephant in the room, and that is the comparisons with a certain other magical boy who goes to a magical school.
I think there were a few parallels, but actually I think it did hold its own.
Yeah.
I think it was very different. So I think I can see where people, but even if you were to read books prior to Harry Potter, you'd be like, oh, that was like what happened in Harry Potter. Like, really? Was it that J.K. Rowling maybe took something from that book? No one plagiarised, right?
No, not saying that at all.
But yeah, every story is going to have some relevance to another story somewhere.
I don't see how you could write a magical book
set in a boarding school
without having those comparisons there. And yes, there's 2 boys and a girl, but then I think, well, there's lots of books where there's 2 boys and a girl. You need to have those kind of different personalities. I thought the personalities of the friends themselves were very different characters from the Harry Potter trio. There were some you can definitely make some comparisons. I thought the school was very, very different. The whole educational structure within the school was very different from Harry Potter. And I was happy enough to read it. I didn't find myself rolling my eyes too often thinking.
Oh, I don't think at the beginning I did. I remember rolling my eyes a bit at the beginning, but I also rolled my eyes a bit at the beginning because his name was irritating me beyond no doubt. Not his name. I love the name Callum.
Beautiful.
Callum is my favourite name in the entire world. So if you're a Callum, I love you. Right?
That's part of the problem.
Cal, spelled C-A-L-L. What?
Is this an American thing?
I was like, I just...
Cool?
You
said it's cool? I don't understand.
Yeah, maybe because in America they call it Cal. Like, I'm gonna call you? Like, Carl? I don't know. It frustrated me to no end throughout the entire novel. Even when I got to the end of it, I was still reading bits of it as cool. We're going, wait, I'm confused. Oh, Cal said this. Right, okay. So that was my minor, little, tiny, weeny, irritating pet peeve in this book.
I couldn't help comparing to something that I can't talk about because it's a major twisty spot spoiler.
Yes.
But
I felt it too. If anything, no, it was like, what?
If anything could be linked to something else,
it was that scene.
That would be that.
I got to it just now. I was like, yeah. But then it just goes, ha ha. And you're like, wait, what? So that's just a little bit of ploy for you. And if you've read the book, you know what we're talking about. If you've read both, or even seen the film with the first one, you know what we're talking about. And do you feel it too? Were you like, oh my god, they've gone downhill in this bit, and then went, oh. okay.
Right.
But just before I got to that bit, I read this.
Yeah.
So I'll let you read that later and be like, oh, she probably knew what was going to happen. Probably you shouldn't read what authors say about their books because sometimes it spoils things.
We have the art copy that we have
It
is
has
one
a
that we
little-
picked up from BEA in May, and it has a little
Right.
letter from the authors. So
Basically, I'm just going to say, it just says we wanted them to be surprised. And I was like, so then I was looking for it.
see, this is the problem. I was looking for it, so I suspected. Probably not that,
No.
but I suspected along those lines.
I was like the whole way through going, was this
And then when
that
that
or
happened, I was like, oh, but I have kind of read this before.
I haven't, so that's interesting.
Well, think about it.
And we're back on. So I'm intrigued enough to want to know what happens next.
Oh, I'm totally going to read the rest of the next book, definitely, and hopefully the rest of the series, because I want to know. I need to know what happens and how things come about and how things will be different.
Next,
But, you know.
definitely. I probably wouldn't reread it, but I did enjoy it. And I would definitely carry it on, so there's that, which is
And
good.
I thought it was kind of very classic Cassandra Clare. There was a very diverse cast of characters.
Talking about, let's go on to characters. That's what I was about to do next, so we did it. So I kind of really like the dynamics of the trio. Completely different to, obviously, the other trio. Just put it out there. And how long it took for them to sort of bond.
Yes.
And sort of how Cal sort of grew as a person. And that they all did, really, I think. I was definitely shocked by what happened with Aaron. Wasn't expecting that. So that's quite good.
No.
And, sorry,
I was
Aaron.
expecting that to happen. That was the twist I was looking out for. That's what I assumed was going to happen.
I also really liked Jasper. He was the kid that hated him
Yes!
throughout the story.
Yes.
Like a little Malfoy, but not a Malfoy.
Yeah. I think he was probably a little bit more restrained than Malfoy.
Yes.
And
It was more just snarky comments.
Yeah. It was.
Which is quite fun.
Yeah.
Because they're 12. You do.
And I like that there's still... I like the fact that with all the characters, we've got a little bit of a hint of their backgrounds. I think that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. So with Jasper and with the girl.
Oh, no, I know who you mean. Cecilia? Celia? Is that her name?
The main girl.
Oh, the main girl. Oh, Tamara.
Tomorrow.
Celia's the other girl, the one who has a crush
Yeah,
on.
I was sweet. Very sweet.
I just want to... There's one thing that also really irritated me is why they can't heal his leg now.
I also think he needed that isolation in
Beforehand,
his home life
so
to then
that
really...
better.
Yes, because otherwise he spent his whole life being told that this is a bad place, bad things happen, he can't go there.
But it's better than his
than
home
his
life.
previous life.
It's all, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. What else would you want me to talk about? Writing style?
Yeah, I didn't particularly scream Cassandra Clare to me.
I've only read one Cassie Clare and I've not read any Holly Black, so I wouldn't have picked it out anywhere really.
It flowed really nicely. It didn't feel like, I think that's also, I know that the authors themselves, because I went to the panel about it when we were at BA, and they literally, they're sat together in a room writing, and they pass the laptop between each other and write a bit more and then edit each other. So unlike some other collaborations where perhaps the authors might take separate chapters or separate characters and then swap over and edit each other, I think it was much more, every single piece of this book was co-authored.
That's quite interesting. There were a few moments where I had to reread, mostly because of Cal's name. Secondly, because some of the descriptions sort of went over my head and I couldn't picture it in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, wait, what has just happened? And I had to go back and reread it, which doesn't happen very often to me. And I think for a middle grade, it's a bit worrying that even I couldn't get some of the things that happened without rereading it again. Just some of the battle scenes were a little bit like, wait, what's just happened? Like with the wolves bit, I was like, wait, huh? Why is he running after that? And that didn't seem to be resolved. Like, I still don't quite understand what happened. Yeah, basically, it was fairly well written, easy to read. Just had a few plot bumps and things that flew over my head a little bit. But still, it was enjoyable.
So we're both going to read the next one.
Yes, I think that was definitely a unanimous. Gonna read the next one.
Excellent.
what would we recommend others to read from this one?
Well,
I think you should read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
if you haven't already.
Oh, sorry. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Because you Americans aren't into philosophers.
I think any kind of adventure, fantasy, middle grade. I particularly loved The House of Secrets. That I haven't read the second one, which was by
Ned Fazzolini and Chris Columbus.
Yes.
Funny enough, another Harry Potter guy.
Which I really enjoyed, and that time, you know, it's about a house, not a school, and siblings, but no, I think that anybody that enjoyed this or Harry Potter would find House of Secrets.
I think as well, the History Keepers, The Storm Begins by Damien Dibbon. Again, it's like the two boys, I think it's 3 boys and 1 girl actually. Yeah, 3 boys, 1 girl. They're not magic as such, but they can travel through history, so I guess that's kind of magic-y. And they fight evil. I mean, what more can you want?
And, you know, if we're going to go really classic, then Narnia.
Always.
Always
Narnia.
Especially at Christmas time.
Yeah. So those are our recommendations for this one. Normally, we wrap up this video by telling you what we're going to be reading next. But we're kind of in this limbo zone where this one is about to pop. Quite literally. Bum ba bum. So we're going to put that on hold. We probably won't have a body review next month. Most definitely not going to have one next month.
It's going to be kind of busy next month.
But we're hoping to be back in January, if not early February.
Yes.
And we haven't decided. We're going to see how the books go and what we can get read.
Yeah.
During which that period. So it'll be a surprise, and we'll see you again in a couple of months. Yeah. So happy end of. Goodbye 2014 and hello 2015. That is the years. Anyway.